We all saw the Fortnite Ice Storm event, but things are nowhere near over. We have still got so many Season 8 unanswered questions within the world of Fortnite. The Dragon Eggs, the defrosting ice cube, and you do not want to miss this. It's going to be crazy. That is right, guys. Fortnite Season 8. We are literally only a few weeks away, and there are so many hidden secrets within the Fortnite map still to be talked about, still to be discovered. Things that people are not noticing that we are going to cover here today, including the Fire King, the eggs that are still under the map, and the giant ice cube that is slowly defrosting as I speak. Now, I'm sure all of you guys saw the crazy Ice Storm live event, but that was only the beginning, leading up to the next season with bigger secrets, more crazy things happening, and I have got them to share with you guys today. If you're new around here, subscribe for daily Fortnite videos. If you're excited for Season 8, give it a big fat thumbs up on this video right now, and this is gonna be amazing. First off, a massive announcement. My supporter creator code has changed. Hey, it's me, Ali will no longer work. All you guys have to enter now are 4 letters, Ali. That is right, we've got a new supporter creator code. Make sure you're switching over to this new one. Get Ali registered. I am doing a big extra special shout out in this video for everyone that has already done it, that has seen this change on my Twitter, Instagram, wherever. So you guys, all of you early adopters of my new supporter creator code are on screen right now, will be shouted out throughout the video and at the end of this video and in future videos. So make sure you're changing over. We are down to 0 supporters at the moment, and we need to get that number right back up. So make sure you're going into the store, change it over, Ali, 4 letters, super simple, far easier. Thank you so much to everyone that is doing it. Make sure you do the change right now, as the old supporter creator code will not work. Now, for all of this information to make sense and to fully understand what's going to be happening in Season 8, we need to know fully what happened within the Ice Storm event itself. Obviously, we saw the Ice King within the sphere, building up all of our energy, ultimately breaking out and turning the whole map into a snow-covered haven. However, where did he come from? Well, we know he came from the massive iceberg that hit the Fortnite map and changed it forever, but he originated from the castle within Polar Peaks and was actually completely frosted in. We all know and have seen, I'm sure, the throne room, which is in Polar Peaks. That is where he originated from and ultimately thawed out, melted out of his ice trap, and went ahead, became the Ice King in the sphere, and completely covered the map in snow. This is important because he is not the only thing, person, or even creature to actually be thawed or be thawing out of Polar Peaks, out of the castle, as there is even more things hidden away within the castle that will be coming to the map very soon. We know the Ice King thawed out in the throne room because of the week 7 loading screen, where it even says, how has he thawed out? How is he free? He did not expect to ever be defrosted and frozen out of his castle, and now here he is in the middle of the Fortnite world, freezing everything. Now, the throne room may be the most impressive part of the castle, at the front at least, but we all know that down the bottom in the dungeons of the castle are the dragon eggs. This is no secret. We've known about this for a little while now. They're still not hatching out of their eggs. We can hear their heartbeat. Nothing has changed since the live event. This, however, is where things change. Fortnite themselves have even acknowledged dragons themselves. In a recent tweet with the release of 2 new skins, they captioned, "The cycle begins," with an infinity logo and dragons on the chest of both of these new skins. At first, it's not too obvious, but you can see the infinity symbol with the dragon creating that shape on both of the new characters. The cycle begins, ultimately meaning that these dragon eggs that were hatched and born within this castle, that were ultimately frozen and stored, and now slowly being defrosted, and are ultimately at some point going to no doubt hatch, release into the wild, and come into the world of Fortnite. And that is the cycle repeating itself through birth, through life, and through the dragons ultimately entering the world of Fortnite. But how is it going to happen? Because at the moment, nothing's changing. Now, this giant chunk of ice right here that has not defrosted, but slowly is appearing more and more of what's actually inside it, is all to do with how the dragon eggs are going to hatch. But to understand what's going to be inside that massive ice cube, we need to go all the way back up to here. This is under the throne room and is the round table room. You've probably been here, you've probably not thought much of it. However, there is a very, very important story to this table. On the table, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chairs. Each of the chairs has different symbols on them, as you can see here, with the last symbol being this symbol here and a chair knocked over. Clearly, the 5 people around this table had an argument, and the 5th person was either kicked out, removed. Well, in fact, we know what happens to him, so I'll tell you. The 4 chairs around the table here, we believe link into the 4 Ice King skin variants. As we know, you can unlock through the Battle Pass 4 different colored variants of the skin. Starting with the normal Ice King, going to the black and red, going all the way to the white, and then finally the sort of like orangey grey Ice King. However, that's only 4 seats for a 5-seated table, meaning this 5th seat still needs to be filled by someone and still needs to be filled by a character within the world of Fortnite. Now, if we look closely at the symbols, we can see they all have some sort of different design to them, and ultimately the last symbol here having what looks to be quite an obvious symbol. What would you say when you first look at that? Looks like a flame symbol, right? Well, it is believed this 5th chair, the 5th and final chair of the round table within Polar Peaks, is actually the Fire King's chair. The Fire King and the other Ice Kings, the other kings within the round table, had a massive falling out, a massive argument, and he is clearly being kicked out, his chair knocked over, and he is gone. However, ladies and gentlemen, he has not gone far. You do not want to miss this. Stick around to the end because this story is absolutely crazy. Now, where do you throw someone if you have a massive falling out and you disagree with them? You send them to the dungeons, which is exactly where we've just been. So if we head downstairs directly from the throne room with the upside down turned chair and come all the way down here, all the way down to the bottom dungeon, what do we find? That is right. I bet you guys have not been paying attention to this because as the ice melts, and this is literally changing every single day. A big thanks to 40 Tori who has put this video together showing the changes in the actual ice in this room over the last week or so since the live event within Fortnite, and it is literally melting day by day. Day by day, we get closer to the reveal of what is inside this, and I'm going to tell you right now, as you see the drips coming off, as you see it melting day by day, inside here, it is believed to be, that is right, the 5th member of the round table, the Fire King, locked up, frozen for eternity, and put in the dungeon, as you can see here by the chains. Holding him in place is the Fire King. He is in the bottom of his dungeon. He's always been in the bottom of his dungeon, but only now is he starting to be revealed as days go by. Literally, you can come back here every day following this video, take a look, more will be revealed, and as soon as possibly next week, everything inside here could be revealed, leading to another live event within Fortnite. Obviously, if you come in here, you cannot break it open, but we don't need to be the ones to break it open because it is melting by itself. Now, we know here that people are locked up, even tortured. It is used as a cell system. This is where people go that have done bad things, and clearly the 5th member of the round table, the Fire King, has done something bad. Now, what are you going to do if you wake up from an eternal slumber, frozen in ice, locked in by literal metal chains? You're going to be annoyed. No doubt he's going to come out by himself, but what he is going to do is going to be even crazier. Now, this is not the only piece of ice that is actually in Fortnite slowly defrosting. We need to go all the way back upstairs for that. So as we exit the castle, you guys may have even guessed it, the very first thing to freeze over was the Infinity Blade. Yes, the Infinity Blade was vaulted, removed from the world of Fortnite because it was overpowered. However, did you know that within the in-game files of Fortnite, another sword has been found? It's not as crazy, it's not as impressive as the Infinity Blade, but it's another sword nonetheless. Within this ice cap, also slowly melting and slowly getting smaller and smaller, is potentially the in-game file sword for another item coming to Fortnite. If this melts at the same rate as the dungeon ice cube as well, releasing not only the Fire King, but also the new sword as well. We can see the collaboration and the joining of the Fire King and the sword. Now, I know what you're asking, what's he gonna do with the sword? What will the Fire King do? Well, have you put it together yet? Working back all the way down into the dungeon where he was locked up, where he was put for whatever reason they had their falling out. This is where he is going to go ahead and come out of the ice. He is going to have his flame abilities. Fire can also awaken, incubate, and hatch the dragon eggs. These dragons are still covered in the ice hexagons you can see on the bottom, which are embedded in the snow there. They're still too cold to fully hatch. However, with the power of the Fire King, these dragons can awaken. Once the dragons awake, they will obey and be commanded by whoever they first see. Who's the closest person to them? It's the Fire King. The Fire King will be in control of these dragons. And what's the biggest change we have just seen that the Ice King has made? That is right, the complete covering of snow and ice over the Fortnite map. What powers do dragons have? They can breathe fire. And flying across the Fortnite map, wherever they go, they can return all of the snowy areas, the grassy areas, the block, the lake, the desert. Everything can be returned back to a non-snowy state. All thank you to the fire breath from the dragons. All of this story, all of this change to the Fortnite map, originating from a castle, from an iceberg that had landed and hit the world of Fortnite. And as you can see, the chains are melting by the day. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to miss this, potentially another live dragon event within the world of Fortnite. If you're not already, you have to be subscribed to this channel. If you agree with everything I'm saying and think this theory is right, leading up to Fortnite Season 8, returning the map to normal, entering dragons into the map, give it a thumbs up and leave your thoughts down below. As we know, we currently have the Ice Storm challenges within the world of Fortnite. We have the Ice Legion. As those challenges go through day by day, we'll eventually get to an end point, which no doubt will link in to the revealing and the complete melting of the Fire King within the ice at the bottom of the castle. Guys, I cannot wait for this to happen. I will cover it as soon as these live events hit the world of Fortnite. Stay subscribed and tuned for the latest Fortnite news and information. This is absolutely crazy. You heard it here first. Thanks again to everyone using the new supporter creator code ALIA, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on another video with even more Fortnite gameplay and news. I'll see you then.